Hello, we are here to talk about the sluice today, or for anybody that's used to IC2, an ore washer. But Greg couldn't add a ore washer to GT6, it had to be a sluice. So, the recipe for the sluice is going to be 3 double plates, 2 rotors, 3 gears, and a robust machine casing of the material of the flavor that you are creating. There are 4 flavors from bronze to tungsten steel. As you go from one to the other, there will be an overclocking charge. Overclocking charge being 4 times the power for double the speed. So with most recipes, all that are in the sluice are this way. They are 16 GU, which is RU for this machine, GU standing for generic units. And this is a rotational machine, so it needs RU. Once you get to the top that machine can handle, which every machine can handle a range of power, the sluice being from 16 to 64. So as long as you're within that range of power, you're perfectly fine. There's no overclocking charge. But once you put the recipe into a steel sluice, it is then going to take 4 times the 16, which is 64, which is the minimum that the steel can handle, so you don't have a problem. But remember that running at 64 in a sluice is going to be slower than running 64 in a bronze because you're dealing with the overclocking charge. So now for your inputs, the power must go in the back, which is again rotational units, anywhere from 16 to 64. Your items will go in the top or the left. The left being the auto, which you can tell by the arrows pointing in. Now, if you want to put your items in the top, you would need something like a hopper or a pipe to push them into the machine. If they're coming from the left, then they will automatically be pulled in by the machine when there's a recipe able to be ran in it. Note, GregTech chests and storage units can be pulled from faster and recognized faster than other mods or vanilla. So if you have a vanilla chest, it may take it a second to recognize it, where if you have a GregTech chest, it will instantly pull it in. Now, the output again will be automatic to the right, or you can pull from the bottom with like a hopper or a pipe with a conveyor module on it or something of that. But remember, it has to be pulled from unless it's on the auto. Fluids go in the top automatically. So even if you had a drum there, it would pull from the drum, or you can pipe it in from the left. Fluids go out through the bottom automatically, or they can be pulled out from the right. You can change the mode on it with a screwdriver. You can change your automatic inputs and outputs with a monkey wrench. You can reset a recipe if it gets stuck with a soft hammer, but you will lose whatever recipe it was working on at the time. You can check the details of your machine with a magnifying glass, and you can turn its facing with a wrench. And the basic use for a sluice is to wash your ore. So you can have either something like the brown Eventurine, which will give you a washed version of itself, and then 8 chances of 9, 3% each of those. So you will not get all 8 of these. You will not get 9 in each one. If you do get it, you get a 3% chance at each one in each slot. Or you can, if you're doing something like, let's get to a normal one here. There we go. That's not really normal. Daggone, I thought that was something different. Wash it, you will get iridium, purified iridium ore with 3 chances for platinum, 3 chances for osmium, 2 chances for rhodium. Sometimes you will have all 8 different. Sometimes it'll be a mixture of 2, 3, or 4. You can see here I've been washing tetra, so I am getting antimony, kesterite, copper, and zinc as I wash it. So the powering of it, you will need a turbine. This is the basic setup. This is the bare minimum. You can use any different parts that you choose, but this is the minimum that you're going to need to run it. So we are using a bronze steam turbine with a bronze burning box and a bronze boiler. Now let's go to steam, and I will show you why we chose what we did. So we need 16 RU a tick, and if you look at the bronze steam turbine, 14 RU a tick is created with 48 steam. And 48 steam is exactly what comes out of a bronze boiler, with 24 heat units a tick, and 24 heat units a tick is exactly what a bronze burning box will produce. Now, you can run a brass or an Invar and still have the minimum of, or still be creating 16 RU a tick. And they all 3 have the same efficiency, the only difference being the rotors that are used to create them. So if you would rather use brass instead of all the bronze, you can do that. Or if you want to use Invar, you can do that as well, and it will still create the 16 RU a tick with the bronze burning box and boiler. And if you're wanting to go for the max the machine can pull, then you will need 64 RU. So you would have to go with the Invar, the steel, the chromium, or the ironwood, steel leaf, thaumium. And that would give you the 64, but then you would have to give it a different burning box and boiler. So as I said, for the setup we have here, we are just going for the minimum of 16 RU. So we have our turbine set up going to the back, facing the sluice, and a pipe to get the bend. You can hook a hopper up underneath the burning box to pull the ash out. We have a pipe going in the back to feed fuel into the burning box so this machine can run continuously. You also need to feed it with distilled water, which you will get 80% of the water back in distilled water from the turbine if you hook up a pipe or a tank to it. And it requires water to wash. You will need 900 liters for every full crushed ore and 100 liters for every tiny crushed ore that you run through the sluice. And that will create sluice juice, which if you watched my video about the dryer, there will be a card up in the corner to link to that if you would like to go and check that out. Sluice juice can then be dried to get sluice sand and distilled water. So you will see over here, we are doing exactly that with sluice juice, and then it is creating us. We'll only get a tiny piece out of each one that it does. We're using the dust funnel here to turn it into blocks. But that is the basic sluice. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below or stop into our Discord. Link is in the description. And you all have a great day.